Hi everybody, I hope everybody's doing great. I just want to film a little video showing you guys how to hold the instrument, how to set up the right hand. So the right hand is this one, which I think in the video looks like your left, but it's the right. And how to name the strings. And we're gonna actually start to play a little bit of a piece that is kind of just basic, easy to learn, and it just requires open strings. So that's for anybody. Doesn't matter how old you are, you're going to be able to learn how to at least play a little bit of the violin today. So we're going to start off with just how to hold the violin. And for everybody who is watching, this is just a tuner. I just attached it to my violin, but I take it out. All the violins don't come with this. You just buy it. I think it was like $20 at the store. But basically just grabbing the violin. So I always have the students have their violin. They hold it out. Practice putting it on, holding it out, practice putting it back on. So it's just kind of like getting the routine of having their whole arm out. And this is a really good way to just have the kids just kind of get a gist of the feeling. Violin is a very interesting instrument because it's like an uncomfortable position. Typically, you know, we're looking at cellos, we're looking at guitars, and they kind of are this way. You know, you can play them and you're not like uncomfortable, like you can still kind of move around. But this is a very unnatural position for violinists, and it's really important to have good posture for it. So I always tell the younger students that are, you know, learning it for the first time, make sure that you are holding in a way that's right, but also that's going to be comfortable for you. Because once they get a lot better, they start playing more difficult pieces, and kind of one of the things that you want to not have to worry about so much is posture once you're playing, because you obviously want to focus on the piece that you're performing and all that good stuff. So we have it out, put it back in, and we're just going to do that a few times until you kind of get the idea. So it should be feeling secure. Just right under your chin is good. Until you feel like comfortable with it. You should be able to not have any hands, so it should be something that is not feeling hard to do either. So it shouldn't be like hurting. You should always make sure that you have a sponge or a shoulder rest, and that's going to really help you out with making sure that your posture is good with that. So you're going to hold it out, put it back on. And if you're in resting position, you're just going to put it under your armpit. So that's when you're not playing in the orchestra. Alrighty? So the next step is how to set up the right hand. So we're going to do right hand. Oh, and you know what? I messed up. I said right hand. I got confused with my right and left again. So my left hand is what's playing, and my right hand is what's grabbing the bow. So you're going to grab your bow, and the way to set it up, I always tell, you know, the younger kids that are starting, but even anybody who's trying to learn, you're going to do middle finger, and you're going to have it down. We're going to kind of create a, like I say, a bunny, a little bunny, or like a rock sign. We're going to put those down. We're going to put the index finger down. And then lastly, we're going to have the pinky. And then you're just going to set it up like that. So it should kind of be in a position where you're able to grab it, but your posture and everything with this, it should feel comfortable. So sometimes I do tell people if they want to grab onto that little, you see the little dot, so you can also do that. And that's for the beginners, because sometimes it is harder to hold it like this. Once they start getting stronger and feeling comfortable with the position, then they should be good with that. So knock it out. And then now we're going to just grab the violin, and we have a bow. Everything's set up. Now, typically in a lesson, it wouldn't be this fast because you want to make sure that your student or whoever is, you know, learning the violin, they're going to feel comfortable with just like the first few steps, because it actually can be more difficult than it looks like right now. So not everybody is at the same pace, but this is just the basics again to kind of get it going. So we're going to kind of just go back and forth, not making any noise, just going back and forth with the bow. So that's kind of how you get an idea of what the bow's gonna feel like. And I usually do have kids just play out and make noise and kind of get to know the instrument a little bit so that they can get the gist of it and just kind of have fun with it. It's really important to just have a good time. So one of the first things that we're going to learn is the strings. So the strings on the violin, starting from the lowest one right here. So that's G, D, A, E. So we have G, D, A, E. And they're just a fourth apart. And the way to figure that out is later on when kids are learning solfege, if they haven't already, which typically they do start pretty young. But even yourself, if you're just learning, solfege for the first time, whether you're an adult. I actually was teaching my dad how to learn how to like actually do solfege. He's a guitarist, but I was teaching him how to start to read music because he's 58 and has never, learned how to read music. So he was starting to really get the hang of it. And there's a really good way to do it. Just to sit down, write down either do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. And I know in Spanish it's si, do, but in English, ti, do. Or you would just start with C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and then E, F, G. So kind of just going through everything. And it just goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's kind of a good way to think about it. But obviously, a scale would just start from C to C. Same with A to A, D to D. So you're just going, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And that's a good way to start. And if I'm starting on G, which is an open string, the next few ones are going to be, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. You can either do a fourth finger for D or open D, so that it just lines up perfectly. So D, E, F, G, and then it just keeps going. And then you're going to hit the next note, which is A, which is an open A, B, C, D, E, or E, open E for the string. And it just goes on for, so E, F, G, A, B. And then you start shifting up, and it would still be following the same pattern. So that's a really cool way to just already know that and have that in your head so that later on you're like, oh, okay, I know what I'm expecting. I know what I'm going to learn. So the next thing is we're actually just going to pluck out some of the things. And I do have the Essential Elements book. So that's a really, really good book to have when you first start playing the violin. And it's important just because there's simple songs on there that you kind of go making your way up from like playing just like beginning, like even just plucking the instrument to actually playing pieces that are really famous. Like, we have like Ode to Joy, even like Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars, or just like songs like that. But those are really important to just start playing, and then eventually you start building up more notes and music theory with the violin. And with any instrument in general, Essential Elements is a great, I always recommend it. So we're actually just going to start by having our open strings. So we're just going to let's pluck like 3 times. We'll do 1, 2, 3, and that's just going to be on G. So G is, remember, the first one right here. So we're going to do this first. So let's do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do D. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. And you're just going to use your index. Make sure it's right. You're not grabbing it under. Just should be as soft. Not too hard. Ready? So now we're going to do A. 1, 2, 3. And E. That's it. So now we're actually going to open our books, and we're going to actually go on to pages to the first page, which is for us number 4, because that's where we start getting music. So the first one is open D, and we have D, 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 rest, D, 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 rest, D, 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 rest. So let's do that. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. All right, so that was really easy. Now let's do the third one. So that was number 2. Now we're doing number 3, and it's let's play open A, and it's kind of the same type of rhythm. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. Ready? So now let's do Two's a Team. So that's number 4. And it has both D and A. So we're just going to switch from this string to this string. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. And that was it. So those are kind of like the first few basics of just playing the violin. And eventually, if you want to do it with your bow, it's going to be an easier transition. So even with the bow, I would just recommend having long notes, and kind of getting the hang of just how it feels to hold the bow. There should always be like a certain weight to it. So it's a little bit heavier than it looks like. It is, like, on the ends of it, there's more of a balance. So you're going to find how to use your hand muscles to really hold the instrument. And then once you start building up, quicker pace or even slower, you're going to have control of that if you have a really good posture for it. So that was it for today. I will be having more videos coming up soon. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. And I might do some covers. I might also do some classes in Spanish. Let me know if that's easier, because I know I speak Spanish, and my whole community, my Spanish-speaking community, some people are interested. And yeah, let me know. And if you need anything, lessons or any questions, let me know. I'll put all my information down for you under, so just look in the description. So have a good one. Thank you for tuning in.